Thermoregulation in Reindeers by Sophie Eilers. Homeostasis means same state and is how an organism or cell controls its internal temperature by using various negative feedback systems. This helps the cell or organism function correctly regardless of the external changing conditions. These functions need to remain in normal range, as a change in these systems could cause homeostatic imbalance, which could cause disease or death. Thermoregulation is the main way for mammals to keep their internal body temperature constant, as each species has its own preferred temperature at which the enzymes can function properly. It is important for the survival of mammals to keep a constant temperature of 37.7 degrees Celsius for them to succeed in their habitat. For the body to stay constantly warm, there must be heat produced in the body and the ability to not lose too much heat as external conditions begin to change. Enzymes help with thermoregulation as they cause metabolic reactions that help with the process of thermoregulation. Enzymes are found in all cells and require optimal temperatures for them to work properly. If the temperature is too hot, the active site starts to denature and the active site and substrate cannot fit together. This means the collision rate will be lowered and there will be no reactions taking place. If the temperature is too cold, the active site and substrate will be moving at a slower rate, so the collision rate will also be lowered and no reactions will take place. Reindeer can be found in Arctic and subarctic climates around North America, Greenland, and Eurasia. They migrate in large herds between their birthing habitat and their winter habitat. Most of the summertime, the reindeer stay near the coast of the Arctic Ocean, as this has the hottest climate for them, but as the winter comes, they start to migrate into boreal forests. Reindeers are endothermic and keep a constant temperature of 37.7 degrees Celsius by generating their heat from internal systems with some effect from their external environment. Reindeer thermoregulate by having coats that are made up of two dense layers of hair. The outer layer is made up of thick but hollow hairs to protect the finer layer of hair beneath it. This prevents air movement in the fur and helps to reduce heat loss. Some of the air that gets through the layers of fur is trapped close to the skin to act as insulation for the reindeer's natural body heat, and the rest of the air is prevented from getting through the dense layers of fur. This helps them to maintain a constant body temperature so they can survive if temperatures change. When temperatures become below 0 degrees Celsius, they also have the ability to grow their facial hair long enough to cover their mouth, protecting their muzzles from the snow and cold air when they have to rummage through snow for food. Reindeer also have a type of heat exchanger in their legs which causes the cooled venous blood that comes from the hooves to be passed by the warmed arterial blood before it reaches the heart. They also have the ability to lower the temperature in their legs to near freezing levels. This helps them to keep their overall core body temperature constant so they do not suffer from hypothermia during the cold winter months. The reindeer nose also helps with thermoregulation, as it has specialized nasal bones that increase the surface area of the nostrils to help warm the air before going into the lungs. When breathing in, the cold air is forced over the nasal bones and is then warmed by the reindeer's core body heat before entering the lungs. The nose can also keep the reindeer cool, as when the brain temperature is about to go over 39 degrees Celsius, the blood to the brain is rerouted over the nasal bones. The increased surface area allows the hot blood to cool before reaching the brain and causing any brain damage. A behavioral way that reindeer thermoregulate is that they use their environment to help them keep warm in winter by migrating into forests to stop strong winds from hitting them. By staying in the forest, the snow is not as deep, and this helps them create a warmer overall temperature through the winter months. Reindeer are often seen grouping together to gain the body heat from each other rather than trying to keep warm by themselves. Negative feedback is very stable in nature and helps to return the condition to the same state it was in before. The negative feedback loop involves a stimulus which causes a homeostatic change in the reindeer, a receptor which sends a signal to the control center, a control center which provides a change to be made through the effector, an effector that makes the response, and a response that changes the condition. In this negative feedback loop, the stimulus is the change in temperature. The receptor would be the thermoreceptors, which are found under skin cells and are used to detect when there has been a temperature change. The control center would be the hypothalamus, which is found below the thalamus and above the brainstem and pituitary gland. It receives information from the thermoreceptors through nerve signals and uses this information to control the best outcome for keeping the reindeer at a constant temperature. These signals are then sent back so the body knows to increase the temperature in different ways. One way that this could happen is through vasodilation, which is the effector. Vasodilation is the widening of the blood vessels to help increase blood flow throughout the body. The response to this would be that the overall core body temperature increases, warming up the reindeer to normal temperatures so that it can function properly. A disruption to the feedback system would be an extreme environmental change in the temperature. It could cause the feedback system to alter and not go back to the original state it was in. If temperatures were to go as low as -30°C, the functions of the hypothalamus would change, causing the effector of vasodilation to change to vasoconstriction, causing blood to not travel around the body as quickly. This would change the overall response, causing a decrease in body temperature. This disruption to the system would cause the reindeer to not be able to survive the winter season, as they would not be able to regain their core body temperature.